Suffering through depression and anxiety and grief can be a tough thing to deal with when you don't have anything to take your mind off what you're going through. When I first started going through depression, what took my mind off everything was Redbox. I would go to the Redbox and I would rent 2 or 3 movies every single night, and I would take them home to watch. Because if anything, it just gave me 2 or 3, maybe 4 hours where I didn't have to think about anything except what I was watching. So with that in mind, I wanted to start a series that I'm going to call Redbox Review. A couple times a month, I'm going to rent a Redbox movie, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch it and then give you my honest thoughts and feedback on that movie. Maybe I'll save you a couple bucks. Maybe I'll turn you on to a movie that you maybe normally wouldn't have rented, but will do so because, hey, I thought it was a killer flick. So, without further ado, welcome to Redbox Review. Tonight we're going to be looking at A Quiet Place 2. Because A Quiet Place 1 was a movie that helped me when I was going through a tough time. I was having a tough day, and I rented it, and it took my mind off of my troubles for a couple hours. A Quiet Place 1 was a great flick. I mean, it was different, it was fresh, it was unique, and it had a couple actors that I particularly appreciated in Jim Krasinski and Emily Blunt, and I really enjoyed it. So, A Quiet Place 2, we're going to review tonight. So, let's dive right in. Okay, we have a prequel, folks. So my first question in the movie is going to be, who lives in this town? Because there is like nobody anywhere. So does anybody live in this town? I mean, this place is a ghost town. So there's our answer to that. Everybody in town is at the baseball game. Okay, so far so good. Thankfully, the beginning of the movie, which looked like it could be a prequel, I think was just going to be how they got to where they were in A Quiet Place 1. I mean, we're still getting into the movie. I'm not 100% sure, so let's find out. Yeah, so definitely not a prequel. So far, this has actually been a pretty good flick. There is a character that has made his presence known. That was kind of at the beginning of the film. Maybe a new protector, maybe a new character going forward. I'm not sure yet, but it has actually been pretty good. They've left the farm. They're out on their own again. They've found a new place to kind of take refuge. It's not working out so great yet, but I don't want to give away anything in the movie. But so far, it has offered up a couple new elements of protection, and I'm kind of liking what I see so far. All right, so let's get back to the movie. Okay, so wow. So at this point in the movie, a couple of the main characters have kind of split and gone different ways. Each one is telling a completely different story. It's hard because you want to root for the family to stay together, but the reason that they've split up is understandable. It's suspenseful. I can't say anymore because I don't want to give away anything in the film. I kind of understand the flow of where they're going, but you kind of, when you're rooting for the cast as a whole, for the family as a whole, you want them to stay together. I'm torn right now because I feel like I'm being pulled in two different ways. I don't know where it's going yet. I'm really excited to see. I'm sorry. Like, I want to sit here and I want to talk more. I want to review more, but I really want to see what happens. So I'll be back. Okay, little suspense going on. Everything is pretty intense right now. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about what's going on. I really want to get back into the movie. I want to find out what happens to everybody. So far, it's a pretty good flick. I can't rate it to A Quiet Place 1 yet, or compare it to A Quiet Place 1 yet, but I will say, I want to be sitting here talking less to you and watching what's happening there more. So, I gotta go. I'll be back. Okay, all I can say, get ready for A Quiet Place 3. This was actually a good movie. It really was. It was different in a way from Quiet Place 1, obviously because John Krasinski was not in it. And if at any point during the review of this movie, if I refer to John Krasinski as Jim Krasinski, it's only because I'm referencing Jim Halpert from The Office. It is hard for me at times to disassociate that character with any other character that he plays. But, that being said, even without him in this movie, except for the very beginning when they were explaining the past, this actually was a pretty good flick. I can't tell you how it ends, obviously, because I don't want to ruin the movie for you. It definitely does leave open an option for A Quiet Place 3. I would almost be willing to bet my money that A Quiet Place 3 is on the way. You know, one of my favorite characters in both the first and the second movie was the daughter. And she really becomes the hero in A Quiet Place 2. I can't tell you how, and it's more than just her hearing aid, because you remember that from A Quiet Place 1. So I'm not going to be telling you anything that you do not remember. But I'm anxious to see if she stays in acting and how she progresses as she grows up and into more roles. I kind of like her, and I cannot fault Emily Blunt at all with her role in this movie. I thought she did a dynamic job. And if I had to fault anyone in this movie, it would be the surviving son. There's times where he just kind of comes off a little whiny. Emmett, who shows up in this movie and becomes one of the main cast members as everything is coming to fruition, I think does an admirable job of displaying the desperation and the panic and anxiety that would go into something like the situation that they're all enduring. So I can't tell you anything more, really. I would love to sit here and tell you how the movie ends. Here's what I will say. So on this situation, we're going to go 5 stars. A Quiet Place 1, I would have rated a good 4 stars out of 5 because it was fresh, it was different. A Quiet Place 2, I will give a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the only reason that I take a 0.5 star away is because it's not fresh anymore. It's the second installment. There's a couple things that I think could have been done better. But it was still a great flick. It held my interest from start to finish. It's one that, if there is a third installment, I will definitely be going out to rent. And if they put out a 3-part DVD or Blu-ray, I would definitely go back and watch all 3 together, one after another, because I just think it's a great story. So there you have it. A Quiet Place 2, 3.5 stars out of 5. It was a solid movie, definitely worth your $2 rental. I'm not sure how much it is for a Blu-ray. I have a Blu-ray, but I generally go for the regular DVD because my DVD player upgrades the picture. So 3.5 stars out of 5. I truly enjoyed the movie. I hope you do too. And I will see you on the next Redbox review. If you like this video, be sure to hit like and please subscribe. Leave comments, whether positive or negative. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know how I can be a better YouTuber. God, it's hard. It's weird to hear me say that, me, a YouTuber. But I guess I am now. I've had this YouTube channel for going on a month. I believe this is my 4th or 5th video, so I guess I'm definitely a YouTuber. As long as I continue to get 1 view, I'm going to keep making movies for you guys. So please, hit subscribe. Please be sure to like. And please, leave a comment, whether negative or positive, and tell me how I'm doing, how I can do better, and what I'm doing wrong.